Hello my friends, Boomy here once again with another video for you, my gaming brothers and sisters. We are living in a day and age where AI seems to just be taking over everything. Whether it comes to GTP or other type of AI, Snapchat AI or what have you, AI and Skynet are taking over the freaking world. Now, we have an issue. Of course, whenever there's anything, when the internet first comes out, there are two things that are going to happen. One, you and your friends are going to find email address like me back in my day because I'm old. We had Juno. I remember when email addresses were literally just numbers at Juno. Oh, no. Earthlink.com. That's right. But then the other thing is, well, you know, naughty, spicy stuff. Well, of course, in AI and mods, and especially with Skyrim, as you see in the background right here, the mods in Skyrim, at least some of them, are making AI interesting things. And some of the voice actors of Skyrim are calling out, saying, hey, hello, you shouldn't be doing this with our voices. But this comes with a deeper concern. We're going to go into the article rather quick in just a second, but I think this touches on a bigger issue that the gaming world is going to have to deal with, especially with the writer's strike going on and all that jazz. Is where does AI come in, and where do we draw the line? Now let's get into this article right off yonder by Games Radar, and we'll go into it. It's going to be fun. Voice actors call out AI as imitation spread in erotic Skyrim mods. I do not give consent. Written by Austin Woods. That's right. 11 Labs has contributed to the rise of the AI generation Skyrim dialogue. More and more Skyrim mobs, including more than a few of the M-rated side, are using AI-generated voices based on real voice actors. Some of those actors have now publicly decried the practice of scraping and cloning performances without permission. However, I believe if you actually paid them, they probably wouldn't care, especially for pornographic purposes. AI voice work is not a new controversy, but it's become significantly more prevalent in the Skyrim modding scene in recent months, on the back of the AI tool 11 Labs, which got off the ground in 2022 and slowly gathered momentum among Skyrim modders. The official stance on Nexus Mods, which in 2023 ruled that AI-generated mod content is not against our rules, also added fuel to said fire. AI has fairly recently been used to give voices to the Dragonborn, some Skyrim NPC companions, and plenty of other characters. Naturally, it was only a matter of time before the technology reached explicit mods, which have been a step too far for some. And this Robbie92 says on Twitter, with the rise of AI voice cloning, voice actors are being abused by the modding community. As a member of the Skyrim modding scene, I am deeply concerned at the practice of using AI voice cloning to create and distribute non-consensual deepfake pornographic content. And here you go, you have like a little release here of some of the voice actors as well, decrying the whole situation. And I get that. You should not be using a person's voice. I mean, whether or not is a person's voice trademarked? Is a person's voice copyrighted? I mean, there are the lines, at least the scripts at least are copyrighted, yes. But is a voice trademarked? Is a voice copyrighted? I'm sure if you have tons of money behind your voice, you're going to get trademarked. But I think what we're doing is we are entering into a land of new territory where we have to actually start worrying about AI. We're going to have to start worrying about deepfakes, especially with the elections coming up, with games and whatnot. You see it everywhere. I mean, I honestly think, and not to be political about it, but I think the government needs to come down with some big rules and regulations when it comes to this, because this can get a lot of people in trouble, even outside of the gaming world. It can get really bad to the point where AI is growing so quickly, you will never know the difference. Now, right now, you can sort of spot the fakes. They're tall tale signs of it, right? However, given just not like a year from now, 2 years from now, you might not ever be able to tell the difference. But let's continue into the article. The post includes a list of voice actors whose performances have allegedly been used in Skyrim porn mods. While I've been unable to verify all the affected actors for myself by ear alone, there is an ocean of Skyrim porn mods, people, and AI mods that tend not to credit the voices they've cloned. Robbie92 has also shared a hefty document linking to a dozen of mods that unabashedly use AI voices frequently with 11 labs. Indeed, many of the Skyrim projects on Nexus mods that are tagged AI generated even invite users to further remix or adjust artificial voices. This post has reignited debate over the morality of AI voice acting in mods and directed portions of the internet's ongoing deepfake deliberation to the Skyrim mod community. Initial responses from voice actors, including many who've worked on the Elder Scrolls series or Skyrim specifically, have not been welcoming. Listen, I think this is something we are going to have to tackle as a society and as a people. It really is. Technology has gotten us this far. And with writer strikes and stuff like that, even with Star Wars The Old Republic going over to Broadsword, I've seen people talking about like, well, you can save a lot of money if you just have AI voice generated NPCs. I mean, you can. I mean, we're getting to a point almost with technology that writers aren't really needed, which is horrible. I love literature. I have a giant library in my own personal collection. So don't think at once that I'm backing this type of stuff. I'm not. I think literature is important. I think writing is important. I think bringing the human element to something is far more relatable than an AI generated thing. But having grown up with the Terminator movies and having grown up in a generation where we watch what happens when computers take control, nothing good ever happens when this happens. And I think we're walking into this right now, and we're walking into the undiscovered country, if I were to be Shakespeare about things, of AI in general. AI deepfakes, AI cloning, AI pictures, AI voicing. We're giving a bit too much power to AI. If it were up to me, I would live in a cabin without any power or anything like that. I would just live off the grid, you know, like our ancestors did not horribly long ago. Let's continue, see what some of the voice actors had to say. This really is disturbing, Elisa Gabrielli, who voiced Maven Blackbriar, in Skyrim, has contributed to dozens of the games. I'll look into it. If you find my voice in one of these situations, please let me know so I can ask that it be taken down. Ben Diskin, whose numerous video game voice credits include the Elder Scrolls Online, I do not consent to my biometric data being used for these purposes. Voice actor Kyle McCarley, who perhaps best known for many anime roles, but has also voiced in several games, including the Elder Scrolls Online, echoed Diskin's stance. Please tell me if you find my voice print somewhere like this. I don't want people using AI to put words in my mouth, end quote. Abby Verver, who voiced several characters in Genshin Impact and on the Elder Scrolls Online, Necrum wrote, if you find my voice in one of these mods, please let me know so I can request that it be taken down. I do not and never will consent to my voice being used for AI synthesis, cloning, deepfakes, etc. This is not okay. Now he continues about reaching out to other people as well. So here's the thing. This is where we get into a lot of legality questions and a lot of legal precedents, and I don't think this is something that the legal world has really stopped to think about. You know, a person, there's copyright to lines, there's copyright to this, and there might be some people who can afford to copyright and trademark said voice. But where is the line? Where do we draw the line in this? Can a voice actor come out and say, well, I can do this, but can a modder come out, well, fair use? So, I don't know. I don't know. Where is the legality? Where is the legal red line drawn in the sand that say, nope, we cannot do that? And it becomes down to a morality thing as well. If, with modders, they're going to do what they're going to do. They really are. And I want to give some of them the benefit of the doubt, thinking they probably wouldn't use these if they didn't think there'd be big legal issues. But I'm not honestly sure what all the voice actors can do in this situation. I mean, you get a good lawyer and they're gonna be like, well, it sounds like them, but is it really them? It's not them. See, it sort of sounds like them, but it really doesn't sound like them. You get a good sleazy lawyer in there and they'll win this case all day long. That's why I think representatives, congressmen, parliament, or wherever you are in the world, they need to come and draw the line in the sand and say where or where not this can go and how far it can go. Now, there's always going to be people in this world who are going to do stupid things and who are going to always be on the wrong side of the law and the wrong side of stuff. However, we literally are in an undiscovered country when it comes to AI, when it comes to AI voicing. The technology is just growing faster and faster and faster. And it's also to the point where, like, no matter what we do, it is always 10 steps ahead of us. So what do we do in this situation? That is a great question. They continue the act of taking an actor's voice without their consent and making it say anything, especially NSFW content, is effing heinous, says Zane Shackett, in response to one user who pointed out that AI voices can make it easier to make more ambitious mods like voice story quests. Satchett added, if you want voice acting, pay an actor. If you can't afford an actor, ask around and see if someone will do it for free. I'll do it for free. I do a lot of different voices. It's true. If you can't find one to do it for free, you don't get voice acting. Speaking with Games Radar Plus, Shackett reiterated that while he sees all AI voices as unethical garbage, in quotes, whether it's U.S. presidents playing Overwatch or, which I have to say, I heard that one with Trump and Biden. That was freaking hilarious. I love that. I played it a few thousand times. Or David Attenborough reading Warhammer lore. Once you've added sexual content into the mix, the issue of consent takes on a whole new meaning. It's one thing to grab an actor's voice and make it say a silly meme, he said. It's also another to make them engage in sexual acts. I have nothing against NSFW mods. I have nothing against that type of art. But at the core of this is a fundamental disrespect for the original voice actor. Seeing them as a pure data to be modeled and not an individual. Consent is everything. And if you're creating sexual content without consent of the individual parties, that's just vile. It's true that many independent modders can't afford or don't want to pay for original voice acting, but the argument that it's totally inaccessible to mods quickly falls apart given the wealth of voice projects. Just this April, a group of Hollow Knights fans and over 100 voice actors added voices to over 400 characters. In the Bethesda space, mega mods like Fallout London have been requesting voice actors for years. These projects are obviously larger than a talking digital sex doll that some dude made for Skyrim, but this goes back to Shackett's argument that if you can't afford an actor or find a volunteer, maybe you shouldn't then pervert an established actor's performance without their consent. Mark Swint, who may have heard in Smite or Street Fighter V, took aim at the NSFW opportunities. He says, in quote, there are lots of voice talents working specifically in the NSW scene available as SFM, no idea what that is, and Blender animations, etc. Please, if you're working on sexy animations, reach out to them and respect their rates. Don't use AI voice cloning, especially not for this purpose. And honestly, the rest of the article goes in this vein, in this direction. What I'm going to say is this. Like I said earlier in the video, we don't specifically know what the legal ramifications are. This is uncharted territory. And I think a lot of people are starting to freak out and starting to realize this as well. So we're going to have to see what the legal world does with this. Should the modders have reached out and said, hey, do you mind saying some of these spicy things? Yeah, I'm sure if you quoted the right price, more than likely the actor would do it. So some of these actors who get on their high pedestal, I'm really like, come on, shut up. We all know you would have done that for the right price. Silly human. Come on. And yeah, some of these modders, they just can't afford it. But if there is a way for them to acquire said voices and it hasn't been blocked or isn't illegal, they're gonna do it. So I say for right now, what needs to happen is, like I said earlier, the governments, and I'm a small government type of person. I honestly think the government should leave us all alone. However, I think in situations like this, we need to have lines drawn in the sand. We need to have laws made that are common sense when it comes to AI generated stuff. Like, that's what's going to happen. You know, with Star Wars The Old Republic going over to Broadsword right now, are they going to have the budget for new voice acting to get the original voice actors who did all these things? I don't know. Someone in my comment section suggested maybe they'll do the AI generated stuff. Literally, that could be it. And that'll be a lot cheaper until it's not. So there's that. Anyways, my friends, let me know in the comment section below, what are your thoughts on this? The brand new world we find ourselves in. The AI generated world. Where do we draw the line? Where do we draw the line? And if there are legal stuff out there, let me know. Put it in the link. Email me, theboomyshow@gmail.com. Let me know. Now we'll do a companion video to this one and we'll update it. Do not worry about that. Correct me where I am wrong. But I think this is just a very interesting article into an even bigger, spicier, interesting world that we are finding ourselves in right now when it comes to AI-generated anything. Anyways, my friends, make sure you hit the like button. The more likes we get, the more the algorithm likes us, or AI likes us. I mean, who knows at this point. And, of course, make sure you hit the subscribe button. Become part of the family here at BoomyNation, the freak show of YouTube, the black sheep of gaming. And as always, my friends, remember to be kind. It's about community. And don't forget to spay and neuter your Wookiees. And we'll see you later, my friends. Good day.